If you enjoy getting lost in captivating stories, thrilling characters, and breathtaking combat, grab your controller, because this list is made for you. No multiplayer, random loot, or pointless running around. Here, the focus is entirely on immersive narratives, sharp gameplay, and worlds that deserve every minute of your attention. These are games that justify every penny you invest. Whether it's the technical quality, world building, or the emotions they deliver, each one has something unique to offer. I'm Jax, and if you're new here, welcome to the Play Hunters channel, where I bring daily content so you don't miss any details from the gaming universe. If you could subscribe to help me grow, I'd be really grateful. From one gamer to another. Kicking off our list is one of the greatest samurai games of all time, set during a brutal invasion where a samurai must reinvent himself to save his land. And it's in this turning point that Ghost of Tsushima shines. The game doesn't just throw you into a war. It places you in a soul conflict where honor and survival clash constantly. All of this unfolds in landscapes that look like moving paintings, with leaves flying, the wind guiding your steps, and every corner filled with symbolism. The combat is a show in itself, fast, technical, precise. You feel the weight of every strike and the tension of each duel. It's not just about button mashing, it's rhythm, reading the enemy, and mastering the sword. At the same time, you have the freedom to become a stealthy ghost, with sharp and well-thought-out stealth mechanics. And the best part? Everything flows naturally, without the game holding your hand the entire time. The map is one of the most organic in the genre, alive and guided by elements of the scenery itself. No mini-map cluttering the screen. The wind leads you to your destination. Animals guide you to secrets. The visuals are so well-crafted that even when standing still, you feel you're part of something epic. Each mission carries a strong narrative weight, with a memorable soundtrack and artistic direction you don't see every day. In second place, we have a powerful reinvention of a gaming icon, now with soul, weight, and purpose. Amidst snow-covered mountains and ancient ruins, a warrior must confront a violent past while trying to teach something different to his son. That's the focus of God of War. Forget the wild chaos of before. Now the rhythm is more intense, the drama deeper, and every step carries a new meaning. The combat remains visceral, but with a new layer of strategy. The close-up camera puts you in the action, feeling every impact as if wielding the axe yourself. The enemies vary enough to require constant changes in combat tactics, and unlockable abilities make everything even more dynamic. There's no filler. It's you, your weapon, and the right moment to act. The world is interconnected, full of secret passages, puzzles, and locations that reveal themselves gradually. Nothing is thrown in your face. You uncover everything with patience and curiosity. The art direction has an almost mystical touch, with creatures, settings, and structures that feel pulled straight from ancient Norse legends. All of this is accompanied by a powerful soundtrack that matches the emotion of every scene. In third place, we have a story unafraid to make you uncomfortable. A world in ruins, where every corner seems to hold an ancient pain and where choices carry a weight that's hard to ignore. That's the atmosphere The Last of Us Part 2 pulls you into. With a narrative split into intense perspectives, the game doesn't offer easy answers, and that's exactly what makes it stand out. Everything is designed to provoke, question, and make you reflect. The gameplay is precise and tense, with brutal combat and stealth that makes you hold your breath. Movement is refined, allowing for varied and creative approaches. Each confrontation can be avoided, but can also spiral into desperate chaos. The enemies aren't just obstacles. They react, communicate, and adapt, as if each one is fighting for something that truly matters. The level of detail in the animations is impressive, especially in combat interactions. You feel the physical effort of the character, the impact of each strike, the desperation in an escape. Even facial expressions carry meaning, reinforcing the emotional weight of every decision. It's not just about action or drama, but about how everything is presented with raw naturalism, gripping you from start to finish. In fourth place, we enter a world dominated by colossal machines and wild nature reclaiming its space. Amid the ruins of a forgotten civilization, the hunt is not only for enemies, but for answers, and Horizon Zero Dawn does this with style. The story blends technology and mythology in an intriguing way, revealing secrets gradually as you explore a planet that feels both familiar and alien at the same time. Combat requires precision and strategy. You must study the enemy, choose the right weapon, and use the environment to your advantage. Each machine has its own behavior and specific weak points, making each battle a unique challenge. It's a dance of arrows, traps, and quick thinking. No running around and shooting everywhere. The game rewards those who observe. The environments are unbelievably rich, with vibrant forests, suffocating deserts, and frozen mountains that seem to have a life of their own. The day-night cycle, along with changing weather, gives a constant sense of movement. The details on the machines, with parts coming off and reacting to damage, are a spectacle in themselves. All of this creates a world that doesn't just grab your attention, but invites you to explore it piece by piece. In fifth place, we have a game that throws you straight into the frenetic rhythm of a city that never stops. Between skyscrapers and urban chaos, swinging through buildings has never felt so natural. Marvel Spider-Man delivers this with unbelievable fluidity. The sensation of movement is so well crafted that you almost forget you're controlling a character and not truly living it. It's agility, precision, and style in a city that reacts to everything you do. The combat system is direct, full of variations, and with quick responses that turn any street corner into a battlefield. You switch between punches, gadgets, and acrobatics with impressive lightness. The intelligence of the enemies is well calibrated, forcing you to think and adapt with each encounter. And when everything comes together, the flow of action feels natural and exhilarating. The city is alive in a way that few games manage to achieve. People comment on what's happening, react to your actions, and events fall into place as if they were part of daily life. The reflections in the windows, the movement in the streets, and the architecture of the neighborhoods form a digitally rich New York. Every block has something different to explore, making the traversal just as fun as any mission. In sixth place, we dive into a dark nightmare world where everything seems to rot before your eyes. The narrow streets, stained glass windows, and deformed creatures build a suffocating atmosphere in Bloodborne, where the unknown never lets up. The setting is dense, full of mystery, and each step reveals something more grotesque. It's the type of game that doesn't explain anything. It challenges you to understand. The action is aggressive, demanding you to go on the offensive. No shields or defenses. Here, survival depends on reading enemy patterns quickly and reacting. The recovery system, which encourages you to counterattack immediately after taking damage, gives the combat its own rhythm. It's a tense balance between risk and reward, where hesitating can cost you dearly. The environments are interconnected with absurd, almost labyrinthine architecture that's a joy to explore. Each area has a strong identity, with smooth transitions and hidden shortcuts that make you learn the map like the back of your hand. The design of the creatures is insane, grotesque, and full of symbolism, as if everything came straight out of a Victorian nightmare. It's elegant terror, attracting and frightening you at the same time. In seventh place, we find a world torn apart by ancient wars, where fallen gods and ruined kingdoms share space with beauties that defy logic. In Elden Ring, the vastness is not just a backdrop, it's part of the challenge. Every hill hides something. Every abandoned castle could be a deadly maze. And nothing guides you. No one holds your hand. The game trusts that you'll figure it out, and that makes everything even more rewarding. The combat blends the foundation of action RPGs with an insane freedom for character building. You can create anything from brutal warriors to long-range mages, with dozens of weapons and spells to experiment with. The difficulty is real but fair. It forces you to observe, plan, and know when to take risks. And the best part? Every victory feels hard-earned. The architecture of the environments is a spectacle in itself. Towers that defy gravity, poisonous swamps, golden forests, and suspended fortresses form a world as strange as it is fascinating. The map opens up gradually, revealing vast areas that didn't even seem to exist. It's as if the game is always keeping a new surprise in store, even when you think you've seen it all. In eighth place, we have a poignant story set amidst the cruelty of the plague, where two siblings try to survive in a collapsing world. A Plague Tale, Innocence delivers an intimate narrative focused on human bonds and the horrors that grow at the edge of chaos. The rat-infested streets form labyrinths of despair, while fear, faith, and brutality shape every character that crosses their path. The gameplay centers on stealth and solving obstacles with creativity. You don't face enemies head-on. You need to use the environment, fire, and sound to advance. The rats aren't just a visual threat. They're an essential part of the mechanics, reacting to light and spreading like a living shroud. Each segment requires careful attention and precise timing, with constant tension. The contrast between the detailed medieval settings and the grotesque horror of the swarms creates a unique atmosphere. The ruined castles, panicked villages, and pastoral landscapes stained by violence have a powerful visual impact. The feeling of always being one step behind tragedy sets the rhythm for the narrative, which grows alongside the relationship between the protagonists and how they face an increasingly cruel world. In ninth place, we have a game that completely shatters the idea of connection in solitary worlds. In vast, desolate landscapes, each step carries weight, and every delivery matters. Death Stranding turns the simple act of walking into something grand. Nothing here is rushed. The game values time, silence, and the bonds between people separated by disasters. Everything seems strange at first, but gains meaning as you progress. The gameplay revolves around balance. Literally, you need to plan what you carry, where you walk, and how you'll tackle treacherous terrain. It's almost a logistic simulation, but with refined mechanics and unexpected surprises. There's action, there's stealth, but the core is in building paths and the impact your actions have on the world of other players. The collective constructions are a rare highlight. What you leave behind in the world may help someone you'll never meet. Bridges, ropes, ladders, all may appear out of nowhere, the product of another player's contribution in a distant place. The environments are monumental, with rocky formations, deep valleys, and rain that affects everything. It's solitude with purpose in a game that reinvents the very concept of connection. In 10th place, we have a triumphant return to a classic of horror, now with fresh blood in its veins. In dark, suspense-filled corridors, Resident Evil 2 Remake makes you rethink every bullet, every corner, and every distant sound. The atmosphere is heavy, tense from start to finish, and the reimagining of the original game respects the essence while updating everything masterfully. It's a true jump scare reworked. The third-person camera system offers more control without taking away from the fear. The limited inventory and scarce resources force you to think like a survivor, not an action hero. The design of the enemies is brutal and unpredictable. There's nothing more threatening than hearing heavy footsteps approaching when you least expect it. The feeling of vulnerability is constant. The environments have been rebuilt with an absurd attention to detail. The police station is almost a character in itself, full of passages, secrets, and that feeling that something is always watching you. The lights, shadows, and textures create an atmosphere that sticks in your mind. The game's pacing alternates between exploration and pure panic, keeping you always on edge, as if any mistake could be your last. In 11th place, we enter a world where technology and magic intertwine in a chaos controlled by ancient feelings. Final Fantasy VII Remake takes a beloved classic and rebuilds every piece with modern intensity. The story, familiar to many, gains new depth and nuance. Everything feels more intimate, more urgent, as if you're living in that world for the first time. The combat is an engaging mix of real-time action and turn-based strategy, allowing you to switch between characters and combat styles fluidly. Every strike has impact. Every ability carries weight and meaning. The materia system remains a standout, allowing a level of customization that completely transforms the way you face challenges. Nothing is static. Everything responds to your playstyle. The urban landscapes contrast with more natural, mystical areas, all rich in personality and full of life. The main city pulses with neon, grime, and inequality, reflecting the game's central conflict. The characters react to what's happening around them, with incredibly detailed expressions and movements. It's a remake that doesn't just recreate, it expands, deepens, and delivers something entirely new without abandoning its roots. Continuing, we have a claustrophobic return to space horror, where every corridor seems to breathe and every sound echoes like a dark warning. Dead Space 2 takes everything the first game did and elevates it, with more courage, more action, and an even more oppressive atmosphere. The space station where everything happens is a labyrinthine nightmare, with civilian sections, industrial areas, and crazed cults coexisting in the same technological hell. The combat remains tense and strategic, with limbs severing as the core mechanic. The variety of weapons and the importance of resource management make every encounter with the necromorphs a moment of pure tension. You never feel safe, even when well-armed. The pace is more aggressive, but still maintains that constant sense of helplessness. The visuals are filled with grotesque elements, with spot lighting and sound design that enhances the feeling of dread. The narrative is more intense and personal, with hallucinations, doubts, and a progression that toys with the character's sanity. The zero-gravity moments and jump scares are even better executed, creating a dynamic, unpredictable, and memorable horror experience. In 13th place, we have an unforgiving challenge where patience and precision matter more than any impulsive button press. In Sekiro, every enemy is a real threat, and every fight is a dance between life and death. Forget about endless health bars. Here, the focus is on posture, timing, and breaking defenses. The game doesn't forgive mistakes, but rewards each success with a unique sense of achievement. The movement is fast and fluid, with hooks that allow you to access high points and explore the map with vertical freedom. The stealth approach is also essential, allowing you to eliminate threats without drawing attention and gaining an advantage in tougher battles. The progression is more direct than in other titles from the studio, but requires complete mastery of the mechanics to move forward. Feudal Japan gains an almost supernatural layer, with abandoned temples, ruined villages, and creatures that seem pulled from ancient legends. The art direction is detailed and rich in symbolism, balancing beauty and brutality in every scene. Everything carries a historical and mythical weight that transforms the game world into something as fascinating as it is dangerous. In 14th place, we find a vibrant, decadent city full of broken promises. Cyberpunk 2077 places you in the middle of a future where everything shines, but nothing is trustworthy. The contrast between the gleaming holograms and the social decay is what gives life to Night City, a pulsating metropolis where every street tells a story of ambition, betrayal, and identity. The gameplay is flexible, with multiple ways to approach missions: direct action, stealth, hacking, or conversation. The skill trees are deep, shaping the character's style completely. The combat is fast, with technological weapons and implants that modify the body and the way you fight. Customization goes far beyond the visual, directly influencing the possibilities within the world. The districts each have their own personality, from dark alleys to luxurious skyscrapers. NPCs live their routines, react to the environment, and make the setting feel truly alive. The side missions are dense and impactful, often more memorable than the main ones. It's a game that challenges the line between choice and consequence, creating a dark portrayal of a future where nothing is as it seems. In 15th place, we have an intense journey where the Force is more than power, it's survival. Star Wars Jedi: Fallen Order puts you in control of a fugitive apprentice, exploring ancient ruins and facing an empire that never rests. The universe is rich in details, and the way the planets are interconnected resembles the classic structure of Metroidvanias, with paths opening as you master new abilities. The lightsaber isn't just an accessory. It has weight, impact, and each strike must be well calculated. The Force abilities integrate naturally, offering strategic possibilities during battles and in platforming challenges spread across the maps. The difficulty is fair, leaving no room for distraction. The visited planets are visually distinct, with environments ranging from dark caves to lush forests. Each location holds secrets and details that encourage constant exploration. The puzzles combine reasoning, coordination, and mastery of powers, creating a dynamic that goes beyond combat. It's a complete adventure, where action, exploration, and narrative walk hand in hand without overwhelming one another. In 16th place, we have a mysterious plot shrouded in supernatural chaos and brutalist architecture. Control is like entering a modern nightmare, where every wall hides something that defies the laws of physics. The main setting, a building that transforms in real time, acts as a character in itself. The unknown reigns in every room, and the game makes sure to leave you suspicious even of the ground beneath your feet. The gameplay blends combat with telekinetic powers, allowing you to throw objects, fly, and manipulate the environment to your advantage. The main weapon transforms in real time, adapting to the player's style. The movement is fluid, and the rhythm of the battles intensifies with the combination of gunfire and mental abilities, creating a chaotic dance amidst the destruction. The world design is unique, with rooms that change shape, impossible spaces, and scattered documents that reveal secrets about an organization dealing with the inexplicable. The atmosphere is dense, full of tension, but also curiosity. You never know what you'll find behind the next door, and that keeps the game unpredictable and intriguing from start to finish. In 17th place, we find a future where every choice carries an immediate weight, and where human emotions collide with artificial intelligence. Detroit, Become Human turns decisions into real consequences, with narratives branching out at every gesture, word, or silence. It's like weaving a web of possibilities, where each path leads to a different outcome, and all seem possible, logical, and impactful. The gameplay focuses on quick decisions, investigations, and deep interactions with the environment. It's not about reflexes, but interpretation. The flowchart system shows, at the end of each chapter, how many outcomes you missed, reinforcing the feeling of control or the lack thereof. The game demands attention to detail and forces you to live with the results of the choices you made. The settings are realistic and carry a contained, futuristic aesthetic, almost tangible. Small apartments, bright technological centers, and conflict zones coexist side by side. The facial animations are a spectacle in themselves, translating emotions with an impressive level of naturalism. It's a world that constantly questions you. What does it mean to be free, to think, to feel? And the game offers no easy answers. In 18th place, we have a charming tale that mixes magic and combat with an artistic direction that feels like it came from an animation studio. Kena, Bridge of Spirits looks light on the surface, but is full of depth. In a forgotten land marked by pain and reconnection, you guide lost spirits while facing corrupted creatures and unraveling the mysteries of the past. The combat combines quick attacks, archery, and spiritual abilities that evolve throughout the journey. The movement is smooth, with precise dodges and intelligent use of the environment. The small companions that follow you are not just decoration. They assist in battles, puzzles, and transform parts of the scenery. Everything works in harmony, with a fluid and rewarding rhythm. The visuals are stunning, with lush forests, ruined villages, and magical effects bringing every corner to life. The attention to animation, both in battles and in simple interactions, reinforces the care put into the game. And even without an expansive world, each area has identity and purpose. It's one of those games where every step feels carefully designed to keep you immersed and curious. In 19th place, we have an endless cycle where death isn't failure, but part of the journey. Returnal throws you onto a hostile planet that reinvents itself with every attempt, with ever-changing environments, enemies that adapt, and a mystery that grows with each return. The pace is intense, and the pressure of knowing that each advancement could be lost turns every decision into a dilemma. The gameplay blends fast-paced shooting with precise dodges and strategic jumps. The movement is fluid and demands quick reflexes, as enemy attack patterns resemble classic arcade games. The equipment changes how you play, and each run brings different possibilities. It's unpredictable, tense, and highly addictive. The alien planet is built with a dark, surreal ambience. Gigantic structures, distorted forests, and ruins that whisper secrets form a disconcerting setting. As the environment changes, the narrative fragments, revealing pieces of memory and hallucination that make you question what's real. It's an emotional and mental puzzle, wrapped in a precise and challenging action game. In 20th place, we have a world taken over by chaos, where the road is your only certainty. Days Gone puts you in the shoes of a wandering survivor, trying to make sense of the destruction around you. The forests, mountains, and abandoned cities form a vast, dynamic map with threats that appear from every direction, and none of them are predictable. The gameplay centers around direct combat, stealth, and managing your bike, which is more than just transportation. It's your refuge, your salvation, your connection to the world. Maintaining the bike, managing fuel, and the noise it makes directly affect how the game unfolds. It's action with strategy, where every encounter can be deadly if you're unprepared. The hordes are the standout feature, hundreds of enemies moving as a living mass, reacting to sound and the environment. Facing a horde isn't a matter of bravery, it's a matter of calculation. The world changes over time, with weather, day-night cycles, and events that make each run feel different from the last. It's unpredictable, dense, and always in motion. In 21st place, we step into the cradle of an ancient civilization, with pyramids, gods, and secrets buried beneath the sands of time. Assassin's Creed Origins takes the series to new heights, blending action and RPG in a vast, detailed, and vibrant Egypt. It's more than scaling monuments. It's understanding an era through the eyes of those who lived its extremes. The combat has been completely revamped, now more technical and demanding. Dodging, blocking, and positioning are key. The weapons vary greatly, changing the pace of combat, and the progression system allows you to build your own playstyle. Side missions carry narrative weight, with local stories that help build a cohesive world. The environments are breathtaking, from lush oases to scorching deserts, passing through vibrant cities with markets, temples, and rituals. The historical detail is impressive, from the architecture to the customs and social organization. The feeling is like exploring a living museum, where every corner has something to reveal, whether it's an ancient mystery or a cultural detail lost in time. In 22nd place, we have a psychological thriller where light is your only weapon against the darkness. Alan Wake 2 dives headfirst into terror with a fragmented, intense narrative full of symbolism. The world is distorted, certainty slips through your fingers, and what seems real can turn into a nightmare in the blink of an eye. It's a game that plays with your mind, constantly challenging your perception. The mechanics revolve around using the flashlight to weaken enemies before attacking, adding a tactical layer to the combat. Resource management is crucial, and encounters always happen under pressure, demanding your full attention. The story unfolds through investigations, documents, and clues scattered across environments that feel alive and reactive. The visuals rely on strong contrasts, dense shadows, flashes of light, urban and forest settings that subtly change as you progress. The structure feels like a narrative puzzle, with moments where you switch perspectives and need to rearrange the pieces to understand what's really happening. It's a game that forces you to look twice and question every step. In 23rd place, we have a Soviet delusion that mixes technological utopia with biomechanical nightmares. Atomic Heart throws you into an alternate reality where science has gone too far, and now machines, mutations, and dangerous secrets share space with vintage propaganda and futuristic architecture. The result is a mad setting where nothing makes sense, and everything could become a threat at any moment. The combat is varied and stylish, with improvised weapons, telekinetic powers, and a crafting system that lets you create bizarre gadgets. The enemies range from dancing robots to deformed creatures, each requiring a different approach. The game's pace alternates between frantic action and strangely calm exploration moments, creating an atmosphere of constant tension. The world is a spectacle in itself, with absurd, personality-filled environments. Industrial corridors, gravity-altered labs, and synthetic forests form a science fiction atmosphere full of visual surprises. It all feels like it's straight out of a disturbing dream, and each new area leaves you with the feeling that you haven't even seen half of what this insane place has to offer. In 24th place, we have a mythological adventure with the feel of a playful tale. Immortals Fenyx Rising combines Greek mythology with lighthearted humor and dynamic gameplay, creating a vibrant world where gods, monsters, and legends shine in a new light. The story is told in a fun way, with sarcastic comments and fourth wall breaks, making the journey light without sacrificing the challenges. The gameplay blends fast-paced combat with vertical exploration, clever puzzles, and special abilities that unlock gradually. Flying, climbing, and running across the map become a natural part of the routine, and the battles demand more than just brute force. Each enemy has a weak point. Each arena requires a specific type of movement. The visuals follow a colorful and clean artistic style, with environments resembling moving paintings. Floating mountains, crystal-clear seas, and giant temples form a world divided into regions, each inspired by a god and with its own identity. The trail of challenges scattered across the map encourages constant curiosity, always keeping the sense of discovery and progress alive. And tell me, which of these games have you had the chance to play? Has any sparked your curiosity, and would you add it to your list of next games? We'd love to know which one caught your attention. Share in the comments any game that should have been on the list but got left out. If you can, please subscribe to the channel to help me grow and never wonder what to play again. I've left 2 videos in the card. one I selected for you, and another chosen by YouTube itself. Just click on either one to watch. A big hug, enjoy your game, and see you tomorrow.